What if everything you learned about business was wrong? What if the fundamental principle of profits above all else was keeping you from doing something absolutely revolutionary? This is a story of a leader who decided to break every rule in the book, risking his company, his reputation, and his fortune, proving that empathy is not a weakness, but it's a strength. And this story doesn't start in a boardroom, it starts in a coffee shop. By 2015, Dan Price was a successful CEO with a 7-figure salary. His company, Gravity Payments, was thriving. He had all the trappings of corporate success, but he also had a secret. He was hearing stories from his employees about how difficult it was to make ends meet. Rising rents, mounting debt, the financial stress was a constant undercurrent to their work. Conventional wisdom said a leader should ignore these problems. The market demands lower labor costs and high profits. But for Dan, something felt wrong. He realized that if his employees couldn't afford to live, his success was hollow. He decided to act. In a move that stunned his company and baffled the entire business world, Dan announced a new policy. Every single employee, from the newest hire to CEO, would have the minimum salary of $70,000 a year. To fund it, he took a 90% pay cut himself, dropping his salary to match the new minimum. This wasn't a PR stunt, this was an act of leadership. A pure act of faith in his team. He didn't ask them to sacrifice for the company. He sacrificed first. He bet that by investing in his people, he could unlock a different kind of success. One based on loyalty, trust, and shared prosperity. The backlash was immediate. Business experts and rival CEOs predicted disaster. They called this move irresponsible, a foolish experiment that would inevitably lead to bankruptcy. They were convinced that without the pressure of financial stress, employees would grow lazy and the company would crumble. But the opposite happened. Employee turnover dropped dramatically, and productivity, it soared. New talent flocked to Gravity Payments, and customers were drawn to its inspiring story. In the years that followed, the company's revenues and profits doubled. The bold, illogical move turned into a masterstroke of business strategy. Dan Price didn't just break the rules. He proved they weren't unbreakable. His story isn't about a hero who saved a company with a pay rise. It's about a leader who dared to see his employees as human beings, not just as costs on a ledger. He showed that the most powerful business plans isn't always the one that prioritizes profits above all else. And that's a lesson that leadership programs and business boardrooms are trying to understand. That the best programs are the ones that prioritize people.